Okay. Hello, students. Good evening. Is my voice clear? Am I audible? I hope all of you are comfortable. Am I audible? Good evening. Yes, it's clear. It's clear. Great. Good evening. Good evening to all of you. So, good evening. Good evening to everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying the cold. It just remains cold for 2 months. You should enjoy as much as possible rather than complain. Okay, so my first question, and it's nice to see you guys too. Nipun Mathur, how are you? Long time. Good to see you joining the class. So, good evening, ma'am. I am not ma'am. I am sir. I am not like Caitlyn Jenner. I am still a man. So, good evening to all of you. Okay, so let's get to let's get to business. How many of you are taking SNAP examination? How many of you are taking SNAP? Okay, so yes, Mimi is also a brand. Mimi, me. Great, great, great. So okay, so I think most of you or many students here are taking SNAP examination, and some of you or most of you are having the examination day after tomorrow. So I'm going to keep it very short and simple today. GWPI, where is the marker? The marker is here. Okay, so in GWPI, we are going to discuss the brief outline, the three most important things that you guys need to prepare upon. The three most important things that you guys need to prepare upon. The first I have already discussed, that is the SOP. Next is intro. And the third and the most important thing is the USPs. आप लोगों को 3 डॉक्यूमेंट बनाने हैं. Which is the most often asked question in an interview? Can you tell me? Which is the most often asked question in the interview? Yeah, guys, answer. Why MBA? Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. Yes, yes. Tell me about yourself. Yes. The most often asked question in the interview is tell me something about yourself. Almost 70% of you will be asked this question, tell me something about yourself. Why are they asking this question? They're asking this question because they want to give you a chance to get selected. The CAT examination or the MBA entrance test is like an elimination round. The GWPI is not an elimination round, it's like a selection round. And that's the reason they give you an opportunity that आप बताओ अपने बारे में. आप जो बताओगे उसके बेसिस पे वो सवाल पूछेंगे. Interview is primarily a combination of two things. One, person interview questions. Person interview questions are like why MBA, why should we select you, tell me something about yourself, what are your strengths and weaknesses, who's your role model and why, which is your favorite subject, can you tell us about some significant achievement or something you have accomplished so far and how did you go about it, can you tell us about a failure in your life so far and how did it happen and what did you learn from it, what are your hobbies and interests. So there are two things that are very, very important in the interview. First is PI questions, person interview questions. Second is like a viva, they ask you academic questions. So you have to be prepared on your bachelor subjects and thoroughly. Two things, PI questions and answers and academic questions. Even those students who are having say 1, 2, 3 years of experience, They will also be quizzed on their bachelor's. You can't escape. You can't escape from it. So there are three fronts of preparation. First, PI, interview questions. Second, Viva, and the Viva is academic questions. And if you are working, then apart from academic questions, you'll be asked about what's your current role, what are your key result areas, what value have you added to the organization, what have you learned, what are the challenges that you have faced, what are your success and failures so far on the job front, what do you know about the company, what do you know about the industry, what is the latest happening in your industry, what are the latest practices in your industry, what is the impact of industry 4.0, that is the fourth industrial revolution, that is artificial intelligence, internet of things, machine learning, augmented reality in your industry. So a lot of questions are going to be asked from your job front and the academic front and the PI questions. These three are the most important areas in interview preparation, and selection or rejection happens on the basis of these areas. So we will be having a lot of sessions on GWPI. This is just one of the sessions. So you need to absorb as much as possible, and we need to keep moving. GWPI is like a sprint. People prepare for CAT for many months. But GWPI, it's a 2 to 3 month preparation at max, 2 months to be very specific. Most of the interviews will happen in the month of March, April, May. Very few interviews are going to happen in the month of Feb. So now, in the PI, the first thing that you need to do is prepare this, your unique selling points. And that's the reason when you make an SOP or introduction or anything which is related to a PI question, you cannot copy or get influenced by someone else's answers, because your USPs will be different from others' USPs. Your USPs are good things about you, your unique selling points. Whether it's academic, whether it is co-curricular, whether it is extracurricular, whether it's your nature, or whether it is the reason for you to do an MBA. These things, whether it's your family background which is motivating you to do MBA, all the unique selling points which strengthen your candidature, all the positives, don't write negatives here, all the positives. Why this document has to be the first document that you need to prepare is, someone has written, what if the bachelor subjects have no correlation with your current role? If you're working, it's okay. It's okay, but you have to prepare on the bachelor's as well as you have to prepare on your current role at work. Everyone has positives. Here, introspect, research, talk to your friends, parents, siblings, relatives. They can tell you some good things about you. Do not write negatives. In an interview, you're not supposed to talk about negatives. It's like I was checking one boy's answer and he wrote, my father and mother are doctors and they wanted me to do MBBS, but I was not able to crack NEET examination. And then I went for BSc in finance. You can straight away talk about your interest in BSc in finance and not talk about not cracking NEET. Don't talk about any negative in the interview until they ask you that can you specify your weaknesses. This USP document is the first thing that you need to prepare. The first thing. Once the USP document is prepared, then the introduction is prepared. What is an introduction? If they ask you, tell me something about yourself, of course, you're going to start with a brief about yourself that, hello, sir, my name is this. I'm from this city. My mother is this or my father is this. And then you're supposed to go to your USPs. Your USPs are your strengths, your achievements, your hobbies, your interests, the good things about you, your reason to pursue MBA, why you are an ideal fit. Because generally they ask only one personal interview question. They won't ask you multiple questions from your personal interview area, just one question. And what you will notice is whether they ask you, tell me something about yourself, or they ask you about your hobbies, interest, or they ask you about strengths and weaknesses, or they ask you why MBA, or they ask you any question related to your personal self, 90% of your answer is going to be this for almost every question, your unique selling points. Very few people or very few interviewees, very few students are unlucky and they are not able to, they're not asked a question which gives them an opportunity to talk about their unique selling points. That's the reason you need to make a document and bullet point wise write your unique selling points in order, and only you will know the order. What is a more unique selling point about you? What is a bigger positive about you? Students generally get scared just before entering the interview room. That's the reason when they go to the interview room, it's better that they have that one page where the unique selling points are clearly mentioned, the strengths are completely mentioned, their positives are clearly mentioned, so that they can look at those positives and feel confident that no, everything is going to be all right. I have things to talk about. And interviews are generally short, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Very few interviews will be long interviews. If an interview is long, that means they are still making up their mind whether to select you or reject you. Am I clear so far? Shrishti is asking, sir, how can we know about our USP? If you don't know about your USP, who else will know? What are you good at? You will know what you're good at. Some people are good at sports, some are good at public speaking, some people are very good at people conflict resolution, some people have good listening ability, some people are having a big network. People will be good. Some people are good at studies, some people are good at some cultural things. You will be knowing what you're good at. Yes, strong USP. Pradyumna is asking, can strong USP overcome your bachelor marks if it makes sense? Yes, you can. For example, when placement happens, placement season happens in B schools, business schools. If students are interested in consulting, then their CGPA inside MBA becomes important. So if McKinsey is hiring, what's your CGPA in the first, second semester there in your business school is important. But if it is not a consulting role, if you are going for marketing, if you're going for operations, if you're going for even finance to an extent, your CGPA is not important. Different job roles have different requirements, different skills required, different skill set requirement. And not everywhere marks is making it to a required skill. So yes, in your USPs, if there are good USPs, it can make up for your poor marks in bachelor's. I'll give you an example. Someone is good at sports. All the good business schools have B school sports competitions. They need people who are good at sports. You have cultural competition. They need people who are good at cultural. Then every business school has a social services group. So they need people who basically have exposure to doing work in an NGO or doing some sort of social work. In an MBA institute, everything is handled by students. So when they are selecting students in GWPI, they are seeing whether you will be able to take some responsibility on campus. And that's the reason they ask you these questions. What are your hobbies? What are your interests? Tell me something about yourself. That's the reason every single business school form asks for co-curricular, extracurricular. Co-curricular is curriculars which were a part of school or college. If in college you are participating in debates, it is co-curricular. But if you are going out of college, it had nothing to do with college, and you are participating in, say, Rotary clubs debate competition, that is extracurricular, outside school, college, something which you did on your own. So they're asking for co-curricular, they're asking for extracurricular, non-scholastic achievements, scholastic achievements. So here you have to make a solid USP document. As per the IIM professors, interview is primarily an attitudinal test. It is an attitudinal test. So last year, the ex-director of IIM Ahmedabad for their executive MBA program, He trained students of time Lucknow, time Kanpur for GWPI, and what he observed and the feedback given by him to the students was very common, that most of the students don't have good attitude. They don't know how to behave, they don't know how to sit, they don't have manners. That matters the most in an interview. Cracking an interview is not about answering to business awareness, general awareness questions. It is primarily an attitudinal test. So one question which might arise in your mind is, why are they asking you questions about your bachelor subject? How is it related to your attitude? It is. आपने 3 साल 4 साल बैचलर पढ़े और अगर आपको अपने बैचलर्स के बेसिक क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते हैं, इसका मतलब आप सिंसियर नहीं थे पढ़ाई में, आप वो 3 4 साल कुछ किए नहीं सही से, तो इट रिफ्लेक्ट्स पुअरली ऑन योर एटीट्यूड एंड हेंस not being strong on the person interview questions front and academics and the job front is a big no for selection because your attitude is bad. So attitude here is also being humble, being respectful, being properly dressed, not being over smart, not being rude, not fighting with the interviewers if there is a difference in your opinion, and also being completely prepared, well prepared. Well prepared doesn't mean that you have to mug up your answers and go and blurt it out. It shouldn't come across like that. It should be, the communication has to be clear, simple, streamlined. And why you have to start from USP document? Because when we talk person to person, we don't talk in paragraphs, we talk in points. There is no literature, there is no subjectivity in the room. There is completely objective points about yourself. When you write any answer, if you feel somewhere this is too general and this doesn't talk about me specifically, don't use it. You get points only and only if the answer is completely related to you. So ये चैट जीपीटी पे या ऑनलाइन या दूसरों के आंसर्स मत देखिएगा, पॉइंट्स नहीं मिलेंगे जेनरिक आंसर्स लिखने के लिए. Now you have got some clarity. For example, intro. Hello sir, my name is Rajesh, I'm from Lucknow. So they can ask you about Lucknow. So whenever you do research, you have to follow this model. PESTLE. P is political, E is economic, S is social, T is technological, L is legal, and E is environmental. So even if it is like I come from Lucknow, they might ask you about the political landscape of your city and state, economic landscape of your city and state, sociology, social landscape, technology wise what is happening, legal, environmental. So for example, UP has this very important project called ODOP, one district, one product, where for every district they have selected one product which they are trying to, the government is trying to promote it at national as well as international stage. So then they can ask you about the monuments, they can ask you about the history, they can ask you about the food. So you have to research taking the PESTLE thing. And when it is a GD topic or WAT topic also, PESTLE. As I have mentioned, you get point for points. अगर आप एक ही पॉइंट बार बार बोल रहे हो घुमा फिरा के WAT GD में, तो आपको एक ही पॉइंट मिलेगा. कोई टॉपिक आया तो पॉलिटिकल क्या है उसका है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यूथनेजिया, दैट इज when a person is given freedom to take one's own life because that person is having terminal illness or is very very old. So do you do you do you support euthanasia? Then you have to talk from political angle, depending on the political landscape of the country, liberal है, far right है कि left है कि क्या है, economic, because ways to die also, the healthcare system, the support from the government, to the social fabric of that country, to technology wise, legality is also there, whether it's legal, not legal, to talk. And all these are very, very important because environment has become so big. Climate change, you have to research on it. Technology has become so big. I told you about Industry 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution. Industrial revolution is so big, it changes everything. Thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs are going. Going means people are getting fired. And they say that in future, more and more lakhs and lakhs of jobs are going to go because of AI. We have to research on Industry 4.0, how it's going to impact. We'll discuss about these things. Don't worry. GWPI is like there's so many things to talk about. Uh, Pradumna is asking, is it okay to have contracting points in terms of a topic where you have a relative point when you agree a bit? Yes, yes, yes. You have to talk about both pros and cons. We'll discuss about it. So she's saying that I am not confident conversing in English. Yes, you have to. You have to get fluent. Please start practicing in English language. आप अपने घर पे यूज़ करो, दोस्तों के साथ इंग्लिश में बात करो, like start consuming English content. You have to, because maybe your professors will be South Indians, the interview panelists will not be from Hindi speaking states. You have to communicate in English language. And here we are not talking about using flowery language and being, using bombastic words. Simple, easy English. And you can't commit grammatical mistakes both in spoken as well as written, because IIMs will be having W80, even RC Munji will be having W80, many institutes will be having W80. W80 is written ability test, essay. So it is very, very important that you focus on working every day towards improving your English. That's the reason when you are typing your answers or researching, you please do it on Grammarly. Grammarly will show you where you are going right or wrong. So you don't have to mug up what is a noun, what is a pronoun, what's a verb, and those kind of things. You can know, okay, where do I commit mistakes generally, and work upon it. It's through observation. Use Grammarly. Okay, coming back. We are talking about intro. In interview, questions will be asked later to you. If you say my father is from railways, so they'll talk about railways, zone there, blah blah blah. They'll see that आप अपने पापा के बच्चे हो, लाइफ टाइम उनके साथ रहे हो, तो रेलवे कॉलोनीज में रहे हो, तो क्या जानते हो, बेसिक अवेयरनेस है कि नहीं रेलवेज के बारे में. लाइक माय फादर वाज अ हाई कोर्ट जज, so they would have expected me to know about judiciary, courts, civil court, high court, supreme court, what are the positions, blah blah, these kind of things, what's the hierarchy. Basic things have to be there. SOP. What is SOP? Purpose. Statement of purpose. Purpose of why MBA. I have already taken the session on SOP. Why MBA? Why this institute? And why should they select you? Why MBA? Why this institute? And why should they select you? When we talk about why MBA, academic point of view, MBA is basically an academic program. So for those 2 years, even though you'll be having placements and events and committees, you're interested in finance, you can join finance committee. If you're interested in consulting, you can join the consulting club. If you're interested in marketing, there is marketing committee, operations committee, HR committee, social services group, sports group, cultural committee, like various groups are there. Student council, placement committee. But every day, what will be happening on a daily basis? Classes, tests. Because of which it is very, very important that you know what you're going to be taught there. You don't have to do PhD in that, in those topics, before you go for your interview. Basic idea. Basic idea about finance, basic idea about marketing, basic idea about operations, basic idea about systems, basic idea about human resource management. You can go to any good business school's website and you can research on the topics which are there. So marketing management is there, you have consumer behavior, you have market research, you have brand management, you have sales management, you have channel management, you have many topics. Read on those topics. What are they basically? Similarly, about finance, about operations. Even if you go on Google and you just search, you'll be able to find a lot of information. You can go on Wikipedia and also find a lot of information. During GWPI, you need to do a lot of research. A lot of research is required. So ideally, because it's just a 2 month to 2.5 month sprint program, GWPI, if you are studying for 9 hours in a day, 3 hours should go for your bachelor preparation, 3 hour should go for initially for your person interview answer. So maybe in 5, 10 days, 15 days, all your PI answers will be perfect. And the remaining 3 hours and later 6 hours, because the 3 hours for PI answer preparation is done, 6 hours need to go on research. You need to do massive research. A lot of research needs to be done. And how to research? Suppose you are researching on a topic. I'll be sharing the list of GDWAT topics. So you need to select the broadest topics, the most broad topics. Most broad political topic, technological topic, legal topic, environmental topic, and then you need to research. And then you need to copy paste the important points and make it into bullet points. And while you're researching, there'll be links, hyperlinks. You need to further, follow up on them, and you'll be making a document. There is no need to mug up things, mug up figures and of things, because you won't remember. Understand the point so that you can present it in your own way. We will be having sessions on economics, so we'll be even sharing economic terms. We'll be having business awareness sessions, current affairs sessions. Attend them. But you need to do your own research, because when you're inside the interview room, only something which you have researched upon, understood, and internalized, you'll be able to use it. You'll be able to use it to your advantage. So a lot of research is going to happen. A lot of research is going to happen. And the good part is you can research at night, you can research early morning, because it's not like you're mugging up or you're not solving a question or something like that. So you don't need to be like completely alert. You can even utilize the entire night to do research. It's as simple as that. Break for water. So far, any doubt? How to control anxiety? We'll discuss about it. Apart from that, any doubt is there? How to control anxiety? The way to control anxiety is not focusing on it. Anxiety comes from overthinking, and overthinking about the outcome, the result, like why you're thinking about the result. The result is not in your hand. What is in your hand is you can just give your best. So just give your best. Don't care about the outcome. And the same thing you will see in the mock cats and the cat, that during the exam, before the exam, you're thinking what will happen, what will happen. Because of that, your mind is preoccupied with what will happen and is not able to focus on the task at hand. You're not having 100% concentration. In the interview, the worst part is that if you're feeling anxious, you can't hide it, because the interviewer is sitting right in front of you. आपके अंदर जो भी इमोशंस होगा उसको आप कंट्रोल छिपा नहीं पाओगे. So you have to learn this simple thing, that you can't control or manipulate the future or outcome, so why worry about it? Just do your best. Even if you're not selected, it's not the end of day. Even if you're selected, very good for you, but it doesn't mean that you've become like a superhero or something like that. Don't make it too big in your head. That's the reason people start thinking too much, and don't make anything filmy. Okay, coming back to preparation. Okay, one more doubt is there. Srijan is asking about why this institute. When they asked, so we talked about SOP, and in the SOP, one was why MBA. Three fronts are there. First is the academic front. You'll be researching. Suppose some student is from BCom, he'll be able to see subjects like marketing management, financial accounting, economics, business communication, business law, many subjects which he has already or she has already studied in his or her bachelor. So they can talk about, if they like some of these subjects, they can talk about that how these subjects are further taught in MBA and what's the relevance. Many students or some students would have done internship in some of these areas. Some would have done certification in some of the areas. So you can have some academic correlation. If there is no, for example, those students who are even doing some subjects like B in English, they can talk about how communication is important because business also taught even in the first semester. The BTech students, they'll be like, sir, there is no subject. They can talk about operations management, total quality management, Kanban, Pokayok, Six Sigma. If there is no subject they have studied which is related to MBA, then they can talk about what is what which subjects are interesting to them, even though they have not studied what is like looking interesting to them. Plus, if they have done subjects like computer science and all, they can talk about something which is so important in today's age. You have the industry 4.0, that's the technology thing, and then if you understand the industry 4.0 technology and the business, you are there at the right time, you know, to take advantage. Because when technological changes happen, how it affects the market, then the requirement is for people who understand the market and the technology. They're able to bridge the gap. So there are many things you can talk about. Don't think that just because, for example, even doctors, some of the doctors, they prepare for MBA. And one of my batchmates, she was a doctor. So she joined a consulting firm and she was consulting to the pharma sector. So you can relate. Academic front. Second, skill set. You can Google what are the skills required to be a business leader or a great manager. There'll be a long list of skills and you will definitely have some skills. It's just that when you talk about skills, you have to talk about examples. You have to make it believable. If something is not supported with the help of an example, they won't give you points because they will be like thinking maybe he or she is bluffing or lying. Influences. I did MBA from an IIM because my brother did MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. So the influences, those people coming from business families, influences in your school, college, work front. So why MBA? Lot of reasons. Lot of reasons. Then why this institute? Why this institute? A bad answer will be, sir, this is a great institute. We have esteemed faculty members. The peer group is good. A great alumni network and blah, blah, blah. You don't get points for this. I told you every single thing in your answer, in your interview has to be relatable. So in why this institute, you have to research. कोई बच्चा जो सोशल वर्क करता है वो देखेगा कि ये इंस्टीट्यूट में सोशल वर्क होता है, ग्रुप ये कराता है, ऐसा, तो इसके बारे में बात करें. कोई स्पोर्ट्स में बहुत इंटरेस्टेड है तो इंस्टीट्यूट में जो स्पोर्ट्स फैसिलिटीज़ हैं, स्पोर्ट्स कॉन्टेस्ट होते हैं, इंटर बी स्कूल टूर्नामेंट्स होते हैं, दे कैन टॉक अबाउट इट. इट डिपेंड्स व्हाट आर यू इंटरेस्टेड इन. दो स्टूडेंट्स आर इंटरेस्टेड इन से फाइनेंस इन अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया, दे कैन टॉक अबाउट कि उसमें क्या पढ़ाया जाता है, वहाँ पर कौन प्रोफेसर्स पढ़ाते हैं, क्या कॉन्क्लेव्स होते हैं. व्हाई दिस इंस्टीट्यूट? डोंट राइट general random stuff in an interview. If you don't talk general, if you talk specific, you have a 100% chance of selection. Then why you? Of course, why you में आप अपने USPs के बारे में बात करेंगे, your unique selling points. It's as simple as this. Your unique selling points. Any doubt so far? How long should an answer be? How long should an answer be? So when you are making your answers or when you are speaking your answers in front of the interview panel, आप सोचो कि पहले आप बुलेट बुलेट पॉइंट्स में बोलोगे. 6 पॉइंट है. अगर पहले ही पॉइंट पे बहुत बोलोगे तो वो रोक देंगे आपको. मतलब नोबडी विल अलाउ no student will be allowed to finish all their points if they are elaborating on every single point. So the ideal way to go about answering is, आपके आंसर्स हैं, आप उनको पहले बुलेट पॉइंट्स में बोल दो और फिर वो बुलेट पॉइंट्स को इलेबरेट करके बोलो अगर फिर भी तुम्हें टाइम दिया गया है. So why should we select you? If there are 6 reasons why they should select you, quickly tell them reason 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in one line. And then elaborate on the first point, the second point, the third point, fourth point. And in that also, the order will be decided by you because you will know which point is more important from your perspective. Because if you experience these points, you will know yourself more than anyone else. Yes, Arpita, you have to use English as the mode of communication. Otherwise, there is a chance of rejection. Yes, you can add characteristics, traits, achievements in your USP document. Yes, your ambitions and dreams will definitely be a part of IIM-BA. Your vision will be there. Okay, coming back. What I want you guys to do is I want you to make your USP document, unique selling points, and then tell me something about yourself. SOP, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Weaknesses में ना ये सब weakness मत बोला मैं बहुत काम करता हूँ सर, ये मेरा weakness है. Don't do all this. If there is a weakness, talk about your weakness, but also talk about how you're working upon it. If uh, maintaining a schedule is difficult for you, then they would like to know which applications, which apps you are using, or what structure you are using. If I want to be, following a schedule, there is something known as a 30-day plan. I'll download it, I'll use it. They want to know how you handle your weaknesses. Yeah, if your weakness is something very immoral, or you're into drug abuse, or if something is very bad, please don't talk about it. You'll be definitely rejected. So you have to be smart also when you talk about weaknesses, but you don't have to present your strength as your weakness in order to score a brownie point. Don't do that. Then your hobbies and interests, it's the most important thing. Your hobbies and interests, most important thing. I remember in my interview at IIM Code, where I did my MBA from, they asked me my least favorite subject. I talked about higher maths. They gave me 3 questions of higher maths and I was not able to answer. But I didn't get under pressure. If I would have got under pressure, it would have reflected poorly on my attitude. Why? Because then I would have thought I should be a know-all. Nobody is a know-all. Nobody can know everything. So I told them I'm not good at something. That means they'll be expecting me not to be good at that thing. So if I am not able to solve something coming from my weak area, I shouldn't get tensed. I shouldn't start showing anxiety and nervousness and all. Then they asked me about what I like, my hobby. I talked about cricket passionately. They asked me about how is an in cutter ball delivered, how do we bowl a swinger, how do we hold the ball. I did all. I was able to explain to them. I got selected. These were the only things asked to me. So you have to understand that they are expecting realistic people because 99% of the people are unreal. They will be faking, they will be lying, they'll be thinking, let's present ourselves as some superhuman. No, no, they don't want that. Be normal and you'll be selected. Then there are questions like uh, teamwork. Can you narrate or can you tell us, things that you have done so far which shows that, you have team spirit and all. So I'll be sending this list of personal interview questions and you guys are supposed to write answers. That's the first step. That's the first step. And I will also be sending the list of GD and WAT topics, and you guys will have to start researching and making documents. Documents, very, very important. Because right now, you cannot write WATs because you need information first. WAT, what will you write? You have to have information. So, of course, there is a structure in WAT where, like an essay, there has to be a body. The body will consist of the introduction and then the main part and then the conclusion. If it's a debatable topic, then the pros and cons. If it's a non-debatable topic, then just the facts. Less of opinions, more of facts. In fact, I would say no opinion should be shared, just facts should be shared, because you don't know how the professor is, what is his opinion like. So it's better to play upon facts and not play upon opinions. If someone has a hobby, he doesn't have any certificate to back it up, will it be considered? Yes, it will be considered. Depends on what anecdotes, what examples you are sharing. One person is asking, Isha Khurana, does hobbies have to be productive, or it could be anything which doesn't have, like, even watching series can be a hobby. Many people watch series, so they'll talk about why do you like this particular series, things like that. Which are your top 5 or top 10 favorite series? They're human beings, the professor. They also will be watching series. So don't worry about, don't judge yourself. That's what I'm saying. In your USP, don't judge yourself. That's the reason don't read others' answers. If there is any chance for you to get selected, is going to be on the basis of being true to yourself and not being influenced by others. Do not get influenced by others. And anyways, I'll be checking your answers. So why do you worry? I'll be helping you with the answers and framing them. Shrijan is asking which college is best in which. Nothing like that. Go by the normal order. अगर आपको मार्केटिंग भी करनी है तो टॉप 6 IIM, एक्सेल, FMS, SP Gen, IFT, top IITs, MDI, Gurgaon, like go by the normal order. Don't look at which institute is good at which specialization, because it does not work like that. If an institute is good, they'll be able to get the top companies. If the top companies are coming, they'll be selecting for all kind of roles, whether it's in finance or marketing or operations or systems or HR or general management or strategic management. Okay. Now, I'll also be sharing academic questions asked from your stream in the interview, but don't restrict yourself to only preparing on those questions. You will know your course, so you have to do extensive research on it. So today what I'll be sharing in all the Telegram groups, I had taken a session on how to write SOP, that particular recording, in-person interview questions, GDWAT topics, academic questions from your stream, economic terms, glossary of economic terms, and plus you'll be having sessions also on these, so do not worry about it. We'll be having sessions. It's just that first I want you guys to immediately prepare your SOP, your intro, your USP document, the PI answers. I'll be sharing the personal interview questions, so you have to write the answer. This has to be immediately dealt with. सबसे पहले ये खत्म करना है, ताकि ये खत्म हो जाए, आपका हेडेक खत्म हो जाए, और फिर आप नॉर्मल अपना एकेडमिक प्रिपरेशन जो है बैचलर्स का, वर्क एक्स का और जनरल अवेयरनेस और बिजनेस अवेयरनेस का पढ़ सकते हैं। बिकॉज वो हर दिन पढ़ने का, इंटरव्यू के दिन तक आप पढ़ते रहोगे, अखबार भी देखते रहोगे, सब देखते रहोगे, थिंग्स लाइक दैट। Mehal is asking how deeply to prepare for technical questions. Like, what do you mean by technical questions, Mehal? Nipun is asking a very good question. Do we need to have a favorite specialization? Yes, Ashi Gupta, you can talk about it as your hobby. So, ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल निपुण ने पूछा है। जरूरी नहीं है कि आप बोलो कि मुझे इसमें स्पेशलाइज करना है। आईआईएम्स में 99% ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूट्स में कोई स्पेशलाइजेशन नहीं होता है। फर्स्ट ईयर आपको सब कुछ पढ़ाया जाता है, और सेकेंड आपको पड़ता है, और कोई पर्टिकुलर एक एरिया के इतने क्रेडिट्स नहीं होते हैं कि टोटल क्रेडिट्स आप सेटिस्फाई कर पाओ, तो आपको मिनिमम 2 से 3 एरिया से क्रेडिट लेना पड़ता है। सो बच्चे फाइनेंस के साथ अगर फाइनेंस भी करना है सिर्फ, तो फाइनेंस के साथ आपको मार्केटिंग और कुछ और भी लेना होगा। आपको सिर्फ मार्केटिंग करना है तब भी मार्केटिंग से नहीं चलेगा, बिकॉज उतने क्रेडिट्स नहीं होंगे मार्केटिंग के कोर्स में, तो आपको दूसरे भी एरिया से लेना होगा। पेपर में कहीं भी, आपके डिग्री में कहीं भी नहीं लिखा रहेगा कि आपने स्पेशलाइज किया हुआ है। It's a general assumption, like in IIM also, that if you have taken more than 15 credits from a particular area, you can say you have majored in that area. But then the total credit requirement is 50-55 credits in second year. So that means you'll be majoring in 2 to 3 areas minimum. So in a way, out of the 5 areas which are there, Fin, Mark, Ops, IT and HR, you'll be at least majoring in 2 to 3 of these. So don't think you have to talk only about like, I have to convince them that I'm good for finance. If you are interested in finance, then you talk about it. Then they like to know which are the subjects you have already studied in finance, or what kind of specializations you have done, or certifications you have done, or internships you have done. But randomly, if you say I'm interested in this, and there is no sir pair, there is no background, academic background, internship background, or certification background, or some background needs to be there, it will not be believable. One student of mine, Nandita, she came up with this story that she wants to do an MBA because she wants to be an entrepreneur and she wants to be in the business of medical equipment manufacturing. But she had no background in that, and there was nothing in her profile or in her life that could have justified this strange fancy of hers. So she was rejected. Then again she prepared, and again next year she went for the IIM interviews. This time she was realistic. She didn't fake. She got selected in IIM Lucknow, and she has got a big placement from there. So you don't have to forcibly talk about a specialization. But if you are really interested in a specialization and you have things to talk about it, then you should talk about it. One student is asking, if you are not able to crack any of the entrance exam in this attempt, what should be our plan B to take the examination again? बच्चों, MBA का कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, MBA इंस्टीट्यूट का वैल्यू होता है। ये कोई डॉक्टर बनने का कोर्स नहीं है कि मैं डॉक्टर हूँ, अब डॉक्टर समथिंग हूँ, ऐसा नहीं है। MBA की वैल्यू MBA इंस्टीट्यूट से होती है। और अभी दो स्टूडेंट्स हैव नॉट परफॉर्म्ड वेल, लॉट ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट्स विल बी कॉलिंग यू, शेयरिंग देयर फैंसी ब्रोशर्स, पुटिंग प्रेशर कि जल्द से जल्द पैसे दो, नहीं तो सीट ब्लॉक नहीं कर पाओगे, डेट चला जाएगा। डोंट फॉल फॉर ऑल दिस। Market is becoming tougher. Job market is not good, right now. So more the reason only do MBA from a good institute. And you guys know what's a good institute. अगर आपकी गली में मोहल्ले में जाओगे, पूछोगे एक इंस्टीट्यूट के बारे में, तो बता देंगे हाँ ये इंस्टीट्यूट जानते हैं, अच्छा है। कोई भी बता देगा, रैंडम आदमी भी। अगर आप क्योंकि डेस्परेट हो, तो आप खुद को कन्विंस कर रहे हो कोई अच्छा इंस्टीट्यूट नहीं है, बट तब भी आपने का प्लेसमेंट ये बताता है, ये गो एंड आस्क पीपल, दे विल से दैट नाम नहीं सुना यार कभी इस इंस्टीट्यूट का। So be very, very clear about this thing. If something is good, market will know about it. If something is not good, the market won't know about it. MBA from IITs are good. They're not bad. Whether it's IIT Bombay or IIT Delhi, earlier only IIT Delhi was accepting non-engineers, but now IIT Bombay is also accepting non-engineers. So non-engineers can also apply to IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Chennai. Engineers can apply to these three, but they can exclusively apply to IIT Kharagpur because IIT Kharagpur won't take non-engineers. So I have sent a list. I'll resend the list on all the groups. कि कैट में कौन से अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट हैं, उनका प्लेसमेंट क्या है, उनका फीस क्या है, ROI बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। मैं एक छोटा एग्जांपल दूंगा। IIT कानपुर इज देयर, 3 lakhs इज द फी, 18-19 lakh इज द प्लेसमेंट, सो गुड ROI. Then there are institutes like XIM Bhubaneswar where 18-19 lakh is, or 17-18 lakh is the average placement, but the fees is also like that. So you have to look at the ROI. The ROI is very, very important. Return on investment is very, very important. HDA Bockney is an average institute. Now, which institute is good, which institute is bad, people are asking me. Depends on what is your expectation from the institute. किसी को 12 लाख का प्लेसमेंट अच्छा लगता है, किसी को 20 लाख के नीचे नहीं चाहिए, किसी को 25 लाख के नीचे नहीं चाहिए, किसी को 30 लाख के नीचे नहीं चाहिए, किसी को 35 लाख के नीचे नहीं चाहिए। तो कोई इंस्टीट्यूट अच्छा है कि नहीं, वो आप पे डिपेंड करता है कि उसका जो प्लेसमेंट है, उसका जो फीस है, उसका जो रेपुटेशन है, वो आपको सेटिस्फाई कर रहा है कि नहीं, आपको सूट कर रहा है कि नहीं। That is the most important thing. Okay. Any doubts so far about the most often asked questions in the interview? I have talked about them at length. Any doubt? Rajans is asking, sir, what do we do if we are asked about a topic and we don't have much idea about it? Pesel, that's when this framework, the framework is very, very important. Rajans, use this framework, Pesel. In one of the GDs, I was given this topic, samosa, when I was preparing like you guys. I talked about East or West India is the best and so are Indian snacks. And samosa is truly the mascot of Indian snacks. If I'm given an opportunity to hang out with my friends or with my girlfriend, rather than going to a fancy restaurant on a rainy day, I'd like to go to a place where you get hot steaming cup of tea with samosa and enjoy it with her. This was the beginning. Then some people talked about how India is becoming the heart attack capital of the world, and items like samosa, which is deep fried, is further adding to this. Then some people talk about from business point of view. They talked about why samosa cannot be packaged like burgers. You can have different shapes of samosas, different varieties of samosas, different fillings of samosas. They can be packaged well. It can be sold across the world. Many things were talked about. Nothing was nonsensical. Everything was making sense because it was being talked about in a particular framework. So you have to use the framework, and this is the best framework. PESEL. Political, इकोनॉमिक, सोशल, टेक्नोलॉजिकल, लीगल, इन्वायरमेंटल, सारे को आप कवर तो नहीं कर पाओगे. अगर तीन को भी कवर कर पाए किसी जीडी या डब्ल्यूएटी टॉपिक में, या कोई आपसे इंटरव्यू के दौरान भी आपसे पूछा जा सकता है कि क्या, व्हाट वुड यू लाइक टू टॉक ऑन दिस टॉपिक, सो यू कैन थिंक कि क्या इसमें कोई पॉलिटिकल पॉइंट है, कोई इकोनॉमिक पॉइंट है, कोई सोशल पॉइंट है, टेक्नोलॉजिकल पॉइंट है, लीगल पॉइंट है, इन्वायरमेंटल पॉइंट है. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी योर फ्रेमवर्क. स्पर्श आईआईटीज के लिए, डिफरेंट आईआईटीज के लिए डिफरेंट रिक्वायरमेंट है. तो मैं वो डॉक्यूमेंट फिर से शेयर करूंगा, आप उस डॉक्यूमेंट में दे सकते हो. XIMB के लिए ईशा खुराना इज आस्किंग इफ शी हैज ऑलरेडी सबमिटेड एन एसओपी, डू हैव टू राइट वन मोर इन डिटेल फॉर दिस कॉलेज. इट डिपेंड्स कि आपने जो एसओपी लिखा वो सही है कि नहीं आपके, मतलब लाइक इज इट द राइट एसओपी, बिकॉज अगेन यू कैन राइट अ बेटर एसओपी व्हेन यू गो फॉर द इंटरव्यू. आप जब इंटरव्यू के लिए जाओगे तो आपके पास एक फाइल होना चाहिए. वो फाइल में आपका सीवी, आपका एसओपी, योर यूनिक सेलिंग पॉइंट्स, योर एकेडमिक सर्टिफिकेट्स, योर को करिकुलर, एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर, योर सोशल वर्क पार्टिसिपेशन, इफ पॉसिबल योर लेटर्स ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन, एवरीथिंग नीड्स टू बी देयर. दिस एड्स टू योर चांसेस ऑफ सिलेक्शन. इनफैक्ट जब हम मॉक इंटरव्यूज भी लेंगे आपका, जो कि शुरू होने वाले हैं, you have to be prepared with all this. Then only we'll be like able to dive deep into your candidature and ask you as many questions as possible. नेक्स्ट वीक से ही इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट कर रहा हूं मैं, और थोड़ी ट्रेनिंग जब आपकी हो जाएगी तो जनवरी फर्स्ट वीक से आई विल बी इनवाइटिंग IIM professors, CEOs of companies, and we'll be doing weekend boot camps where from morning till evening you will be giving interviews and also observing interviews, from which you'll be learning a lot. So you guys need to gear up. I'm just waiting for like snap examination to get over. Farhan, everyone is eligible for mock interviews, but you need to be prepared for it. Nipun, greatest challenge will be depending on, like, you have to be honest. He's asking that अगर ये सवाल पूछा जाए greatest challenge that you have faced and how you have overcome it, you need to be honest. डोंट थिंक दैट अरे ये नेशनल लेवल का तो नहीं है, इंटरनेशनल लेवल का तो नहीं, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार, वो थोड़ी को ओलंपिक का कंपटीशन चल रहा है. नीड टू बी रियलिस्टिक, टॉक अबाउट योर कैंडिडेचर विदाउट जजिंग योरसेल्फ. Both Shreya, the boot camps will be both online and offline. Some will be online, some will be offline. Shri Charan, Sai Charan, there is no word limit. You just need to be objective, not subjective. आपको objective होना है. What have I pressed this time? Yeah. You need to be objective, not subjective. Objective means it has to be point wise. Like, I'll give you an example. Being subjective is when you're talking about an institute, you're talking about how great is this institute, it is so prestigious, it is so old. These are subjective points. To talk about being specific, that particular institute, mein, what are the things that are appealing to you, what value you will be adding. If you are coming from some background, of course, you'll be adding whatever you have learned from that background to your class. An example, when I joined IIM Code, then we had CAs in our batch. So they used to teach us financial accounting. Then there were students who were good at something else. They were teaching us about that thing. So it's a peer-to-peer learning is the most important thing about a business school experience. Yes, Shrishti, you cannot include negative points. Why will you include negative points? It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Any other question so far? Any other question that you have? Sir, is it so that sometimes it depends on the mood of the interviewer on that day? No, no. They're not playing with you or your career. There is no stress interview. This is not Raghu's, 10 years ago I used to watch roadies, or 15, 20 years ago I used to watch roadies. They're throwing water on someone's face, making that person do push-ups and all these kind of things. No, interview is a very pleasant experience. You can only make it unpleasant by not going prepared to the interview. If they're asking you questions which you are like इतना कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है यार, ये सब तो मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है, तो वो जानबूझ के पूछ रहे देखने के लिए क्या आर यू कंफर्टेबल इन नॉट नोइंग थिंग्स विच यू आर नॉट सपोज टू नो. कोई इंजीनियर है, उससे पॉलिटिकल साइंस का सवाल पूछ रहे हैं, उसको नहीं आता है तो ठीक है नहीं आता है. अब वो सोच रहा है अरे इंटरव्यू में मुझे पॉलिटिकल साइंस का क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे, मुझे नहीं आ रहा है, मेरा सिलेक्शन नहीं होगा, तो बेवकूफ है. वो स्ट्रेस में आ रहा है तो बेवकूफ है. इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट. You are supposed to know what you have studied, what you have learned, what you have been exposed to. If something is being asked which is not at all related to your candidature, they're deliberately doing to see whether you're comfortable in not knowing or not. You have to be comfortable in not knowing things which are not related to you. WAT का लिमिट हिमांशु डिपेंड, सारे इंस्टीट्यूट का अलग रहता है, बट मोस्टली एक पन्ना, A4 शीट का एक पन्ना, एक साइड, दैट्स द लेंथ. सो इसीलिए उसमें ना बहुत ज्यादा आप इधर उधर की बातें नहीं करके जो मुद्दे की बात है 5-6 पॉइंट स्पेशल को यूज करते हुए आपको करना है. About single institutes that you guys are asking, you can ask me separately on Telegram, and I will also be sharing the details about these institutes on the Telegram groups. So I want to ask a question to all of you. कब तक आप लोगों के एसओपी इंट्रोडक्शन और पीआई क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स और यूएसपी तैयार हो जाएंगे, कितने दिनों में यहाँ पोस्ट करो, सो दैट वी कैन स्टार्ट द इंटरव्यूज, so that we can start probing deeper. एंड बिकॉज जब इंटरव्यूज होता है ना, आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट कि आपका इंटरव्यू परफेक्ट जाएगा. ये कैसे पॉसिबल है? शुरुआत में लाइक मॉक टेस्ट, लाइक एन एम कैट, शुरुआत में खराब जाएगा, बट वो आपको हेल्प करेगा कि हाँ कहाँ कहाँ गैप है और कहाँ तैयारी करनी है. आफ्टर दैट 1 week, आफ्टर कैट, आफ्टर दिस मंथ, प्लीज आफ्टर दैट इन अ वीक और 10 days, आफ्टर थर्ड स्नैप 1 month प्लीज. ये 1 महीना क्यों लगेगा भाई? पर्सनल इंटरव्यू के क्वेश्चन मतलब you have to write about your strengths, weaknesses, and you have to introduce yourself. Why will you take 1 month in doing something after December? Okay, okay, I'm getting an idea. Some people are saying 1 week, some people are saying one meal. Sir, work project, not getting time, even meals and all. So don't worry. Those who are prepared, they will be getting interview opportunities this month. Those who are not prepared, they'll be getting it next month. So everyone will be getting a fair chance. You don't have to panic. Anyways, interviews मैक्सिमम इंस्टीट्यूट के मार्च अप्रैल मई में होते हैं, कुछ इंस्टीट्यूट्स के पहले हो जाते हैं, जैसे एसपी जैन, नारसी मोंजी, दे विल हैपन अर्ली. सो यू गाइस नीड टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड अकॉर्डिंगली. ठीक है, जिनके एग्जाम्स भी लाइंड अप हैं, डोंट वरी. कैट का रिजल्ट 20 से 22-23 के बीच में निकल जाएगा इसी मंथ. इंटरव्यू के कॉल्स फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ जैन से आने लगते हैं. दिस इज हाउ इट जनरली हैपन्स. Yes, you will be having, Amisha, links and topics to read and research about. Don't worry about it. No, Nipun, if you're talking about your achievements, that doesn't mean you're boasting. It's the way you present it that it shouldn't come across as you're boasting. It's not like you have to talk about your candidature. You can't hide it. See, interview mein, if you're not communicative, you're not selected. I trained a girl called Tanimba Chitranshi in 2012. She got 99.99 percentile in CAT 2012. But ना A convert हुआ, ना B convert हुआ, ना C convert हुआ, because she was very shy. She was not extroverted. She was very introverted. So she didn't speak up. Thankfully, she made it to IIM Lucknow and she got a very big offer from Nomura Group, investment banking, and she's very successful in life right now. But she could have made it to ABC. So you have to be like प्रोफेसर एक लाइन दो लाइन बोलेंगे, पर आपको 10 लाइन बोलना है, 15 लाइन बोलना है, 20 लाइन बोलना है. मतलब यू इंटरव्यू इज अ subtle size. You are literally selling your candidature, that why they should select you. So of course you have to be communicative, you have to be forthcoming, you have to be proactive in your answers, but in a very humble way. Okay, guys, these are very personal questions which are coming up, and I am going to take it separately. You can telegram me. I think all of you have my, uh, you know, number. 8948966663. You can ask me separately. So I think a lot of, because we'll be having a lot of classes for GWPI. So I don't want to take a lengthy class today because most of you are going to be like studying for SNAP as well. All the best. Take mock SNAP, take mock ZAT. Mocks are the best source for preparation because you guys have already prepared a lot of maths and reasoning and data interpretation and English. What you need to do is change your test taking strategy. So more effort is required on changing and fine tuning your test taking strategy rather than studying. That's the most important thing. Yes, special is the most important thing. uh Anane is asking, sir, is XIMB worth registering? It depends. Again, बोला वो किसी के लिए है इट्स वर्थ, किसी के लिए नॉट वर्थ है. मेरे लिए नहीं होता वर्थ बिकॉज उसका फीस बहुत ज़्यादा है और प्लेसमेंट ठीक ठाक है, तो आरओआई उतना अच्छा अपीलिंग नहीं है. क्यों? एक फीस, हॉस्टल का फीस, मेस का फीस, स्टूडेंट एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम में आप बाहर जाते हो तो उसका अलग से पैसा देना पड़ता है. आप लोन लेते हो तो इंटरेस्ट लगता है. तो फाइनली जो पैसा लग रहा है उसका वो 1.5 1.6 टाइम्स हो जाता है. बहुत चीज़ों को सोचना पड़ता है. अगर आप ऑलरेडी एक रिच फैमिली को बिलोंग करते हो तो हो सकता है आपको नहीं सोचना पड़ता हो. सो सबके लिए ना प्लेसमेंट देखना, आरओआई देखना सबके लिए अलग होता है. इट्स अ वेरी रिलेटिव क्वेश्चन. All the best. All the best, guys. I'm signing off now. I thought of taking a short session because you guys are already in omit mood, as I can see that you want me to not go too much into GWPI right now. But those students who want to, who are not taking omits and who want to like now only give 100% to GWPI, we are available and we'll keep having sessions. All the best. Thank you, guys. Thank you.